Previously on For the Glory of Chaos. The party arrives at the inn, and after some conversation, they come to the conclusion that it would be better to work together to leave. Several of the party members want to go and find Aurelia in hopes of forcing her to return them home, while some of the others just want to leave by any means possible. Noticing the guardian traveling through the town, the party decides to figure out ways around the rule given to them. One shall not want of others. After a bit of experimenting, Dran, one of the town guardians, warns them to stop what they are doing and makes the claim she would rather be drinking than dealing with the party, giving Ptekal the idea to experiment with the elf instead of the guardian.
Are we gonna get drunk?
So what's the plan? Is we make her want to drink?
I think the plan is we get her fucked up
That's what
and see how it affects the giant tumor.
All right, cool. Drinks on us.
Well, we're gonna get drunk!
While they decide to do that,
Uh-huh.
I kind of just want to sit and take a bit of a rest so I can regain my hunter sense. I have to do a long rest, unfortunately. So I kind of look at them and I tell them, I kind of want to take a bit of a long rest if you don't mind. So do one of y'all want to watch the jellyfish while the other two get her drunk?
I'll stick to babysitting duty with the guardian.
Like, I guess I can go try and get her drunk. Like, I don't think she likes the rabbit much.
Looks like you're stuck with me, little one. I want to drink!
So, y'all disperse into your respective areas.
Aeron wants to get drunk badly.
So, you do walk back into the inn.
Alright, I'm gonna turn to Maddie. So what did you do before all this? Aside from why you're here. I can't imagine you were a thief full time.
No, I was a thief for most of my life, and then I started cooking. I ended up being a chef. My master ended up taking me under his wing, and I gave up thieving.
So then, how'd you end up here?
Does
It
Matrona
sounds
remember?
weird.
Yeah,
It sounds weird that you would end up here after giving up thieving.
Okay, correction. I gave up big time thieving.
Ah,
Cooking ingredients are expensive.
I see.
You?
Well, clearly she doesn't like my god.
Maddie's like, she's not like a super religious individual, but she's interested like in other people's religion, if that makes any sense. And then she's just like, what? What kind of god do you worship? Please tell me more.
We can talk about this later. First, we had a guard to get drunk.
Ah, yes, drinks.
What Ptekal's giving up the opportunity to convert somebody new?
It's like, we
yes.
got a whole. It's like, I can see that Maddie is interested. So it's like, cool. Claws are hooked in. It's like, put this on the back burner. I got a guard to get drunk.
You do find Dran at the bar. She is currently chilling out with another leather-clad individual and the bartender.
Yeah, I guess we approach.
Alright, so you join them at the bar, taking up 2 more spaces.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead, order a drink,
Yeah, same.
Alright, so the bartender's gonna take out a couple cups, kind of like wipe them out, look for the drink that you had specified, and then kind of just pour it up and then toss them out.
And then I'm just
Dran is sitting
like...
here, like, slowly sipping her drink and kind of like rotating it in her hand while she listens to the dwarf sitting next to her talk about his day. Or no, it's not a dwarf, it's a halfling. My bad.
Alright, just gonna listen into the conversation so that I can see where I can butt in.
Go ahead and roll me a perception just to see, like, how much of the conversation you're picking up.
A 4.
Alright. Oof.
You know, we can just blame it on...
It is a full bar right
events.
now. Pretty much all of the tables, there's like 6 tables in this place, and all of the tables seem to be filled up with somebody, so it is fairly loud in here.
Gotcha.
It's a full house.
It is like dinner time, and they are ready.
Yeah, I'm gonna listen in as well. Just take a sip of my drink.
Alright,
Listen
give
in.
me another check, and remember you get advantage with it.
Okay.
It was a little bit harder for you to hear, but you do manage to kind of catch some of their conversation. So Dran is kind of talking about how they did have an incident today that she had to take care of. And it's kind of, you know, it's been dragging on. She's kind of tired of doing this line of work, but I mean, you can't really change what has been bestowed upon you. At least not in her line of work. And the halfling's kind of sitting there nodding, going, I understand, I understand. Oh, well, what next time we could just, all we gotta do is be a little bit more vigilant and try to get the word out a little bit better. So, yeah, their conversation kind of goes back and forth between just the events of today and how they kind of miss some of the earlier days when people would actually, you know, follow the rules.
I'm gonna turn to Maddie. I can't hear them. What are they? Can you hear them?
A little. She's they're talking about the incident from earlier today with the child, and she said she's tired of doing this line of work. It's got me wondering why she doesn't just quit.
Let's ask. I'm gonna go ahead get her a drink, whatever it is she's drinking, or order 2 of whatever it is she's drinking, and then start to kind of like butt my way into the conversation.
You knock on the tab, and the barkeep comes up to you, asks what you want, and you basically tell him, I'll have 2 of whatever she's having. And he kind of nods at you, gets the drinks ready, and sets them out in front of you.
Great, and then I'm gonna make my way over towards her, and, you know, get her attention, because I don't want her to fucking stab me.
Alright, so you're gonna make a very obvious, like, scooting of the bar stool sound.
Yeah.
And she's gonna kind of... she's gonna kind of tilt towards you. She's still kind of, like, leaning on her elbow on the bar, rotating her glass. Bug. That's all she says. She just stares at you.
Oh, she said bug. I thought she said I was like waiting for the rest of it, like
Might as well be.
No, even if she just said that's probably the most response you'd get out of a Dran.
Gotcha. Alright, cool. So I'm gonna slide one of the glasses over at her. I'm like, I think we got off on the wrong foot.
Did we now?
Yeah. I'm just a little shocked from today. You know, waking up in a new place. Especially after, well, how I got here.
How did you get here?
Well, I was fighting some statue, I think. Last thing I remember is just a hand flying at me.
I feel that.
Yeah, I might have been a little testy today. But, you know, I just wanted some answers, you know, find out a little bit more about where I am.
So she kind of downs the drink that she has and then pushes the cup away and then takes the new cup that you've presented. Ptekal, give me an insight check.
Insight.
17. All right, so you're picking up on body language that's not, readily attained unless you've had many, many years of having to read the full form of a human. Or in this case, an elf. She's probably already 3 sheets to the wind, and compared to how she was earlier, she seems a lot more friendly.
Gotcha. Yes, I go ahead extend I guess clawed hand.
Alright.
You know, just like, hi, I'm Ptekal. Nice to meet you.
Dran, prophetess, and she's gonna shake your hand, but with, like, the opposite hand, so it's like this weird, like, y'all have the same arm intertwined.
Just like awkward handshake.
And it's mostly because she refuses to let go of the drink in her dominant hand. So she's giving you like that weird, like we have the same handshake going on. She'll like take the little claw bits and like her fingers and kind of like shake it up and down.
Gotcha. So yeah, I was just gonna ask, so how long have you been doing this? You said you guard stuff.
Let's see. About... God, when did the age turn? 200 years? Maybe more?
That's a long time.
We divine don't normally stay put for very long. So, with Aurelia having personally asked a lot of us, we kinda couldn't turn her down. So at the time, it was an honor, and now I'm just bored.
Bored? Like, what about it is boring?
It's the same
And then I'm gonna kind of like gently like move the other cup, like, you know, just within her sight, like, you know, so if she finishes that other drink, it's right there.
Yeah. So she's gonna like sip it a little bit. And then kind of go back to swirling. You bitch.
What happened? No, you're gonna sing?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
As long as I get useful information.
Oh.
This when to become a Disney musical.
That's one of her challenges. It's like for what, 5 minutes?
Yeah, it's like a 5-minute thing. So, Dran's gonna kind of get a little bit more musical and sultry in her rendition of her very long life. So, in Dran's long life, she kind of got tired of all the bullshit that repeats day in and day out. So, after about 50 years, everything went to shit. And now, she's done. So now, she follows the laws. Almost to a T.
I see. So it's just boring.
So very boring.
How come you don't just leave? I mean,
That would be breaking protocol. And I like my life. Even though
Aurelia
it is
won't
boring.
let you leave?
Yes and no.
Oh.
Aurelia is our leader, but she is not the highest.
She's not the one in charge?
Here she is.
Here being Lagnia?
Here being the Shadowlands.
Oh. And, how many lands are there? Sounds like there's...
There are exactly 10. Each one unique in and of itself. I'm very fortunate to have the beginning and not the end.
So, the other lands are worse.
Oh, by far. So much more to keep track of.
Like, there's more laws, or?
Absolutely.
And, like, how do you get to the other lands?
By walking or by horse.
So they're on this plane, the one that we're on.
Duh.
I see. Are the other towns other planes, or?
No. Simply a long journey. If on foot.
Yeah, I just don't want to accidentally walk into, well, another situation like this, you know?
That's why we gave you the list of laws.
Well, actually, you didn't give me a list of laws.
We was generalized.
I'm gonna order another drink for her.
She's gonna finish off the one in her hand, and then she's gonna scoop up the other, almost spilling half of it. Matrona, do you have any words?
I mean, Madronna's just like listening in. She's like chucking back whatever drink she's drinking, like multiple. Which she's like 4 drinks in at this point.
All right, cool. You can fuck off now, big dog. My 5 minutes is
What
up.
happened?
Her 5 minutes are up. She doesn't have to sing anymore. So yeah, Maddie's just fucking...
So Maddie's over there also getting sloshed. Maddie, how many drinks have you had?
4 on my 5th now.
Roll me a con save.
Oh, look at you.
Maddie is still doing all right. She's staying pretty conscious. Ptekal, have you been drinking?
Not, like, I've been pretending to drink.
Okay, so you're like letting it spill down your
I've mostly just been
mandibles.
talking to Dran. And,
Got
like, you know, pushing my drinks towards her.
Got it. Okay.
So I'm ordering drinks, but...
All right. So do you have any more questions for Dran while she's still feeling very, talkative?
How exactly... I was looking at the list and there's only one rule. Everything is smudged out. Like, what's that all about?
Oh, yeah. So Aurelia fixed that about a decade after taking over. And we were having a lot of issues with people not really understanding how to go from point A to point B if they had so many things they had to focus on to correct their behaviors. So she figured in her almighty wisdom to make it so that you take everything in stride. So the better you get, the further you can, what is the word? Where you, like, go off to make a better person of yourself.
Redemption.
Yeah, that one. So they can be redeemed finally, and it's been a while, and not very many people have taken the opportunity. But if you make it all the way to the 10th town, Aurelia grants you a gift.
A gift?
Yes. But again, not very many people have made it to the 10th realm.
Oh, that sounds like a challenge. So, what, you just walk to the next town and that's the next realm?
Yeah.
Or like you have to pass through a portal or something? Like,
Not really. As soon as you cross into the town line, rule number 2 will show up.
and it doesn't matter what town you walk into, it could just be any town? Or do you have to go a specific place?
The more adventurous types, or the more closer to redemption, get usually to about 6 before they decide to come back to a much lenient path so that they don't, well, she's gonna, like, hold up her sword.
I see. And, how exactly do you determine who's, unfit for redemption? Like, are you judge and executioner, or?
In some instances. In other instances, it's just a command sent from above.
Oh?
But
Pass us another drink.
so she kind of swayed a little bit and almost fell out of her chair.
I'm gonna, like, keep her up, just kind of, like, hold her up.
Whoa. What was I talking about?
Oh, we were just talking about, your job and orders from above.
Yeah. So, what about those?
Yeah, what about them?
But I don't understand.
Who's giving you orders?
Oh. Sometimes it's Aurelia. Sometimes it's, my captain. Most of the time it's the guardian.
I see. Well, this has been fun, but I think I've had just a bit too much to drink, so I'm gonna go up to my room now.
She's just gonna kind of wave you off as she sets her head down on the bar.
And yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and go outside with the others.
Alright, Matrana, how many more drinks have you had?
Just like 2 more.
Give me another con save, sir. Ah, you can hold your liquor, I'm surprised.
Let's fucking go. Medi.
You see Ptekal kind of walking out the door. You see Dran very much like in a sleep mode on the bar. The bar is actually getting more full, so you're gonna try to make your exit now.
Okay.
You 3 outside. What are y'all doing?
Crowley's asleep.
Crowley is asleep. Alright, so what about you, Lonzo and Aeron?
Just chilling, looking at the bubble thingy.
Alright,
Hey.
so...
You sound
Very
so far away
empowering.
from your mic.
Yeah, you might want to get closer. In the, we're gonna say 25 minutes that Ptekal and Matrana were in the bar, you have been watching the Guardian for some time, and it has gone from pink to blue to green, back to pink, flashed red once, and then it's now kind of sitting at a nice little green.
Where's green? What does it mean?
No idea. I think green probably means we're okay.
I just want to get drunk. Why I have to be out here?
We needed 2 people on the outside, and Crow needs to sleep.
Watch it and get drunk?
I don't think so.
So it's growing a lot greener. It's like almost a deep forest green while also having like a highlighter green like glow to it.
I think it's asleep.
Does Crowley wake up to any of this commotion?
Crowley, give
They've just been
me.
talking.
Are you a light sleeper or are you a heavy sleeper?
I would think that in some instances I would be heavy, but in this moment I'm light since I'm still a little bit on edge in a different place.
Alright, then go ahead and give me a con save to see if you wake up.
Yeah, no, it's a 3.
Alright, so yeah, you were woken up.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's mostly because Aeron high-pitching going, I want to get drunk!
It's like you heard the whining. I was like, what is that?
So I wake up, I stretch a little bit, and I look over to them. And I see them talking amongst themselves, so I get up, walk a little closer to the group, and say, how did it go?
It's dark green now.
Out of character, is it still moving?
It is still kind of wandering, but it's not in the same it's not in the same spot that it was in when Ptekal and Matrona went into the bar. It has been patrolling.
Okay, and do I notice if its movements are different?
Give me a perception check since you just woke up.
16?
No, it's not been any more either standoffish or potentially aggressive since you've been awake.
So seeing as it's a darkish green, I guess, or like a neon dark.
Mm-hmm.
Green with some pretty highlights going on.
Yes. Think of like a Jello shot, but with like a strobe light in it.
I'm going to.
Mm-hmm.
Not because I want to. I'm going to just walk around from there. I'm trying to think. Where we're at, is it like a town square?
Y'all are currently sitting in front of the tavern, like, not necessarily on, like, the stoop, but, like, it's got some seating areas around, like, the entrance for travelers. Or just
You're
for,
just hanging out front.
people.
In front of the hotel.
Okay. But is this further out, is it just more buildings, or is it like a town square?
So where y'all are at, kind of facing, there is a stable off to your right. There is a house that somebody lives in off to your left. And then even further to your left is just like an open marketing kind of area. It's very barren at the moment, but you assume it's used for like larger festivities.
I'm just gonna walk around, I guess, behind the Guardian, just looking at it as it lights the way.
Okay, so it's like heading more south towards like the jailer house and some other things. So you're just gonna follow behind it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna follow behind a little bit.
Lonzo and Aeron, are y'all gonna also follow with him to kind of watch it, or are you gonna just chill here?
Sure.
Okay, so Aaron's
Sure,
following.
what? That was a yes or no. Or that was a either or.
I will not follow. I'm just gonna chill out.
Alright, so Lonzo's gonna stay behind. Gotcha. Alright, so
Okay.
Aeron and Crowley, y'all are both kind of following it. Aaron's more curiously about what Crowley's doing, and Crowley doing whatever Crowley does.
Squawk, squawk. I don't know.
So you're just gonna follow it. It's just gonna make its rounds. It's gonna kind of circle around a couple of houses. It's gonna make its way down through some businesses, up and down some streets. Like, it's just vibing. It's kind of shifting back towards, like, a more pinkish color. Like, the further it gets from your, like, where the bar was, it's gonna start to get more, like, pinky.
So I kind of look over to Aaron and ask, as it's going around, it's changing colors, but every time it gets closer, does it change to like that green color? Whenever it gets back closer to the bar?
Yeah, I don't know.
So I guess just keep trailing it for right now, and I'm watching it turn these colors.
Alright. So it's made its way all the way down to the barracks and the church that y'all were at earlier, and it's just gonna kind of make its way back towards where the bar was. Still
And
taking,
as
like, the longest path possible, but it's slowly making its way back that way.
Okay, when it got to the barracks and the church, what color was it?
It was almost like the purest of pinks.
Okay. And as it's going back to the bar,
That
what
pink
color
is
is it?
slowly starting to dim
still pink.
into, like, the greenish shades the closer it gets.
Just thinking, I wonder if it's just connected to her, or if it's connected to others as well, and that's why it's shifting colors. Where it
Alright.
goes.
So it's pretty much taken you the entire time that Ptekal and Matrana were in the bar to get back to the bar after following the Guardian. Lonzo, you kind of see the
Okay.
Guardian float by. It's that deep green color again. It'll flash red, stop for a second, and then continue on its way. And then about 2 minutes later, you'll see Crowley and Aeron walking by.
It's just waiting on the bug and Maddie.
And as you say this, you sense the bug walking up on you.
So, now to go.
Oh, it went fantastic. She talks
Really?
quite a bit. Very chatty drunk.
Any useful info?
That, Guardian thing, I don't think she's in control of it. Like, while they do talk to each other, I think it gives her orders.
Mm.
Do you think that it's connected to... what was her name again? The god person of this place?
100%. Also, turns out there might be more gods. I'm just gonna go ahead and, like, just relay everything she told me.
Alright.
Hmm.
So all information from previously, hope you were paying attention, because I will not repeat it.
So what all happened? Can you give us everything again, especially with the singing parts?
So you'll have to go back in the thing.
You'll have to go to Spotify and
Yeah.
Mm.
Alright, so with all of the information, what is your plan?
Well, I still want to get out of here. So I guess I'm going to the next town.
I guess the one thing
What
I
are
will
you
mention
four
is
doing?
that since Ptekal said that they were going to just relay everything, Ptekal is also going to spill that if they make it to Area 10, Aurelia will grant you a wish.
They said a wish, you said a gift.
A gift, a wish. You can interpret it how you want.
Those are like two separate things.
That depends on how you take it.
Nah, because like a gift could just be like, here's this cool fucking sword. Whereas a wish is, you know,
the gift is here's $5.
here's $5 in a subscription.
Alright, let's be fair. Dran was drunk, so I mean, her speech was not the greatest.
Hmm.
Literally.
Well, okay, yeah, so how she said a gift, so how Takal's gonna interpret that is, you know, like, alright, like,
She gonna give me something I think I want.
she's either gonna give me something that's probably gonna benefit her, but
So, after hearing everything
Mm-hmm.
and just mulling it over,
Mm-hmm.
I agree with Ptekal that we should move on to the next area because I want to get out of here just as quick as anybody else. However, I also told them from back in session 1 when I used a technique I know, I could sense that there was something
Mm-hmm.
that was watching
Mm-hmm.
that wasn't just it didn't feel normal, but that it was almost as if something was watching me
Yes.
while we were in the town, but also whenever I was at the it felt as if I had eyes on me.
Mm-hmm.
So Crowley tells us that he sensed a thing.
So he sensed that he was being watched when he first arrived because he was trying to feel out the area. And his specific thing says that he can sense whether or not a certain set of creatures are within a certain vicinity of him. And one of them did ping, but because of how the ability works, it doesn't specify which one it's pinging off of.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if something was watching us aside from that and just kind of like point at the or gesture towards the
Glowing jellyfish.
jellyfish thing. Because that's the only one, they said. And it doesn't make sense that that one is watching the entirety of this town.
So far we have 2 votes for moving on. Lonzo, Matrona, Aeron.
Yeah, I'm also down for moving on. I'm ready to get out of here.
Lonzo,
That
Aeron.
gets me to a quick fight.
Well, since everybody else is doing it, why not?
So, do we want to rest and go in the morning then?
Or we leave now when this guardian isn't looking at us.
Oh yeah, what has it
Oh.
been doing?
It's
Because
just
now
been
she's
normal.
fucked up, so...
Is the Guardian?
As I got closer to the bar, it's been turning that greenish color. Almost reminds me of the forest. But as it got closer to that church and that prison area we were at, it turned pink.
So what? We go check out the church?
We're gonna have to go that way anyway, so might as well.
Alright. So do you
Besides,
guys
I
plan on
did notice-
walking?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. So you plan on walking the whole way down to the church. Got it.
Yeah, why not?
It's y'all's decision.
All right.
Alright.
Because that's not
only
ominous.
one of us can fly. Like,
Yeah, you told me I'm not allowed to fly until later.
Yeah, you have to wait for a specific level to level up your wings.
you want me to do flippies? I can't park all the way through the church. Like,
Alright, so it takes y'all about 20 minutes to get to the end of town. Was there anything y'all wanted to do before y'all officially left past the church?
I kind of wanted to ask, because earlier I had asked Crowley and Aeron, like, you know, they're, like, what happened to them before they got here?
Mm-hmm.
Or, like, what they remember anyway. So, yeah, the same question to
Matrona
Maddie and Lonzo. Yeah.
Alright.
like before waking up?
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm not
Got
gonna say
shot.
that.
Yes, you said that earlier.
I was.
That's great. So,
I was held prisoner in a cellar and had my hands chopped off, and then I woke up here.
oh,
Hands grew
early-
back.
It seems that way.
yeah, earlier I saw you two, I guess, playing a game or something. You did seem to have trouble with your hands.
Mm-hmm.
You teach me how to grow back hands?
How are your hands now?
I've got most of the feeling back in them, but it still hurts a little to, I guess, bend them.
That's interesting.
All right. Lonzo? Unless Maddie still had more to talk about.
No, I can't. I'm getting feeling back in my hands. That's about it.
I'd rather not say.
Was it embarrassing?
Did you
Maybe.
get shot too?
It can't be more embarrassing than getting shot in the bum.
Some things can be, but last, it doesn't matter. What matters is that we woke up and suddenly we're here.
Were you eaten?
Oh,
Well, were you eaten?
No.
Just no.
Okay, so shot. I'm gonna point to Aeron. Shot by arrows. Point to Crowley. Got stabbed and beaten. Point to myself. Was attacked and was had hand. Point to Maddie. Had hands cut off and point to Lonzo. Was eaten. I guess.
question mark.
No, but I will not allow that to be the story. No.
Was it death by
Well-
snoo snoo?
Oh,
What is that?
I wouldn't shut up about that at all.
Because what is?
Death by mating.
Ah,
Yes, but regardless. Enough of the 20 questions about my past. Like I said, what matters is that we all were in some shit. Woke up, now we're here.
oh, I was just trying to see if there was something common.
That most likely is the common thing, but
The common thing seems to be that we all thought we died. However, Dran did mention that we're not dead.
I look at Maddie. Would have cutting off your hands killed you?
Well, you guys have arteries and stuff in there, don't
Yeah,
you?
blood loss is, you know.
Well, yes, but at the same time, like, you could always, maybe the shock would have gotten to you. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
It was both at the same time.
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
just a clean slice from what I can remember.
But you do remember your hands being cut off, right?
I do, which is why I woke up very confused as to having hands.
So, Aurelia didn't get us before we died. Because I do distinctly remember being hit. I wonder if maybe it's necromancy.
That wouldn't explain how Maddie got her hands back.
What's a necromancy?
It's a really old lady who looks after you after you die.
Don't confuse the rabbit more.
Oh, please. I believe air would confuse the rabbit at this point. I don't think it's necromancy. Maddie would have evidence of her hands being gone. Like, there'd be, like, sews, there'd be, like, something.
Have you looked?
Have we looked?
That is a great question. Have you looked?
We will look.
All right. Perception.
We will ask Maddie if she's comfortable with showing us.
Was showing what my.
Your
Your hands.
hands.
I'm just gonna
my hands.
hold out my hands. So
Oh
I see
yeah,
your
no,
hands.
that's cool. I'm cool.
Yeah, we're just asking if you want to show us your hands because we're just
Yeah.
like, it could be necromancy. And I was like, no, because there'd be evidence of you getting your hands cut off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no.
And,
Here.
okay, yeah. So,
Alright,
what
so-
roll perception for that, or
That'll be an investigation since y'all are looking for something specific. So Lonzo and Crowley, y'all were looking at it. Y'all can't really distinguish anything. I mean, you think you see a few cuts and scrapes, but for all y'all know, those could have just been there already. Especially you, Lonzo, having known that Maddie is now a cook and that her weapon of choice happens to be a knife. Cuts kind of make a lot more sense, so you're just like, I guess.
I believe it.
Ptekal, you're kind of looking through. You're looking for like some telltale signs of necromancy. You know, some stitched up pieces, maybe a magical thread of some kind. Even like weird, you know, like mage hands holding hands.
Yeah.
Something out the ordinary over here. You're not really seeing anything like that.
Okay.
And you're not really picking up on any kind of magical radiation that's going on either.
Okay.
Magical radiation.
Yes. Aeron, having been very intimate with both dismembering and
Like, since when?
since birth, apparently.
I was like, was this compatible? Like, damn.
Since Aeron's very intimate with dismembering things, she's kind of looking for, you know, those telltale cut marks of, you know, a clean slice through, or, you know, just like having ripped off, or just like the repaired skin of some kinds of magical spells that are used in torture, just to, you know, kind of prolong the torture.
Oh, okay.
Stuff like greater restoration or mending sometimes, depending on the creature.
Okay.
Aeron, you're not really finding any of that either, which is intriguing because you believe that Matrona said that she lost her hands, and you also believe that those hands are now very present in your own vision. So it's a very weird question of, so how did you lose your hands, and why are they still here?
Like takes them, like she like specs them. Like, there's only one way to truly test it.
Uh-huh.
High five.
What?
High five.
You're gonna cut her?
No, high five.
Oh, high five.
Oh, high five. Okay.
So you high five Matrona. You physically feel and hear the slap.
Interesting. Well, it doesn't look like necromancy.
And
So
according
then
to
how
Aeron, it's not
did we
greater
get here?
restoration.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like they were cut off.
And now everybody's gonna look at you, Matrona, and go, "Are you sure they were cut off?"
I know for certain they were cut off. I remember the way it felt.
So either they were somehow placed back on you, or you regrew them.
Me or no other shifters I know have regenerative powers. So
I can assure you that your hands are still on you and they haven't been cut off. Or unless they've been glued on.
yeah, no, like out of
Yes,
character.
they
Unless
can.
this is some Full Metal Alchemist shit and these aren't my hands.
There's some envy shit, and you just
Right.
somebody else's hand.
Or like Scar, he's got his brother's arm.
I mean, Matrona, you know your hands best. Are you gonna start looking for telltale signs that these are in fact your hands?
I mean, sure. Do I have to roll anything for that though?
Do your own investigation, but do it with advantage since you are basically checking yourself over.
Okay.
That was a
20.
You kind of start doing some like little finger exercises, you know, the things that you would do right before you'd pick somebody's pocket, or right before you'd go into like hardcore mode for having to get that dinner rush started.
Mm-hmm.
And no, these are definitely 100% your hands. Like there is no, I mean, other than the slight delay in response from, having lost feeling in both of them before, they're pretty much on par with what you remember.
To the next town!
Next town.
So it takes y'all a little while. The farmlands kind of start popping up a little bit more frequently. There are obviously a lot of crops that are going up this time of year. But seeing as it is pretty much like midnight-ish, it's a little too early for most people to be out. Like, y'all remember, like, back in Lagnia that everything was pretty much shutting down by, like, 7, 8 o'clock. Except the tavern, which was starting to get really bumping.
Yeah.
To call,
Yo.
do you have the paper on your possession?
I do.
Have you had it in your hand, or is it just in your person somewhere?
It's on my person.
Alright. You kind of feel like a magical shift. As y'all start to see, like, the dim lights of a town.
Okay.
So you pull out the new piece of paper. Well, not really a new piece of paper, but you pull out the rules, and you kind of see one shall not want of others, person, place, or thing. 2,
Okay.
one shall not be indulgent past what is necessary.
Interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and bring it up to the others. Like, I think we're in the next town. It says not to be indulgent.
What does that mean?
Alonzo gets up just like, simply, little rabbit, it means you don't take too much. Think about it this way, everybody gets a piece of the pie. That's it. You don't take any more.
I want pie.
Yes, you would get your piece of the pie, but you can't have more than that.
Can I just get a whole pie for myself?
Nope. Only a piece.
Does Aeron understand the concept?
That's the point, buddy. You can't get the concept.
Do I have to fight it out?
Fight it out? Yeah, I don't know if Dran's the judge in this area, but you might have to duke it out with somebody if you take a whole pie.
Again, it's quiet. It's probably about 3 a.m. at this point. If you would like to, y'all can look for an inn to kind of finish out the rest of the evening, or...
Is there a graveyard?
To call, go ahead and roll me a perception.
It's a warehouse.
I want to know about graveyards. To call, what the fuck?
As far as you're aware, you're not even sure there's a church in this town. But it do look a lot larger, which is a little scary. This town is larger than the previous. Whereas your last one was a very small town hovel village, this one is definitely coming up more on the outskirts of potentially city, but definitely larger town.
It's a big town.
The city of Townsville.
Yes.
So, do we see
Do you see a what?
a guardian?
You're not sure yet. So y'all make your way into town. Alright, so Matrona and Ptekal, since y'all are the only ones that can see in the dark, apparently, I'm gonna need y'all to roll a perception check. So, Matrona, you're too caught up in conversation or just trying to keep up with the group. Ptekal, You see the sign for the town as you're walking in that says, "Welcome to Lamargia."
Lamargia.
Ptekal, you're also going to notice that some of the streets are kind of wet looking, but you're fairly certain y'all did not walk through rain.
Do I like smell anything weird or?
It's not so much that you're smelling weird stuff as just there's something about the water that just doesn't seem right.
Okay, but it is just water as far as I can tell.
As far as you can tell. So, do you want to or do you want to share this information with your party, or are y'all just gonna walk right through?
Said what town we were coming up on.
Alright, so you're gonna share with the group that y'all have now basically entered Lamargia.
Mhm.
What is y'all's first order of business? It has been a long night. Y'all have basically been awake for close to like 18 hours.
Aaron's gonna get and wants to sleep.
Alright. What about the rest of y'all?
Crowley definitely wants to sleep.
I guess rest. I mean, I don't actually sleep.
Alright, so do y'all want to try to find an inn, or do y'all want to sleep in the street?
Are there any trees near me?
Yeah, there's a couple trees coming into the town.
I'm
I'm
looking
gonna
for
climb
an
up one of the
inn.
trees and nestle into a nice branch.
I will follow the bug.
Alright. So, Crowley, you're gonna kind of saunter your way over behind some houses and climb up a tree. Ptekal and Lonzo, y'all wander a little ways into town before you find a sign that says inn and decide to take up residence. Really, it's more like a bed and breakfast as opposed to an inn, but I mean, it's a place to stay for the night. And they say vacancies in the sign.
That's all I need.
Alright, Matrona, Aeron.
I'm gonna go to an inn as well.
Alright, so you're gonna follow Lonzo and to call Aeron. What about you? You
She's
gonna
gonna
sleep
dig a-
outside, or are you gonna try to follow
She's
them?
gonna dig a barrel and just in it.
Alright, so you kind of do the same thing that Crowley did. You're gonna find yourself a nice little soft spot in the dirt, and you're gonna dig yourself a hole. Alright, so Lonzo, Ptekal, and Matrona, y'all have entered the Bellaraz residence. You open the door, and you hear like that little bell jingle. And then a fairly young male human is going to greet you. Ah, good evening.
We just got into town. We're looking for some rooms.
Oh, I see. We do have some rooms available if you're okay with bunking up a little bit.
Oh, fine. You two don't have a problem with that, right?
No.
Alright. Well, it's gonna be about a gold apiece to stay for the evening. How long will you be staying?
How long are we staying?
Just a night, right?
We didn't even find out what we were supposed to do. Are we just traveling?
We're just traveling. Yeah, we're trying to.
I mean, we already got the rule from this place, right? So yeah, I would figure just for the night, and then we're on to the next one.
Staying for the night.
He kind of, takes out a book, sets it on the counter, flips it around. Please sign in and distribute the gold, and I'll give you the keys. So all three of y'all are gonna leave your mark in the book.
Yeah.
You're gonna lose a gold. And he's gonna push the keys onto the counter for one of y'all to grab.
Gotcha. Hold on, let me lose my gold.
How much?
Just one.
1 gold apiece.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, so everybody's paid up their gold. You can now take your keys. He tells you that it is going to be the 3rd room up the stairs on the left.
Thank you.
And if you need a bathroom, that is going to be the 4th door on the right.
Yeah, just gonna go ahead, go on up.
Alright. So you go up, and everybody's gonna settle in for the evening, so go ahead.
You made a mistake, underestimating what you've taken on.